Okay, welcome to Fraudclosure 101. Hope you're enjoying the YouTube channel. This is just kind of an introductory video to who I am, what I do, and what this channel is about. My name is Dan Reel. I'm a paralegal in Connecticut. I'm the guy behind the camera and occasionally in front of the camera putting things on this whiteboard before you. So it's important to explain what these videos are and what this channel is and what this channel is not. So this channel is about knowing your rights, okay? And the reason I'm putting this out here is because there are a lot of homeowners out there, and there are a lot of people that are in this legal field, and to be honest with you, from what I've seen in the last 6-7 years, one thing was fairly evident. If all the lawyers in practice right now in Connecticut just suddenly jumped into foreclosure practice and wanted to do the whole thing justice, there would still be more than enough work to go around. And that is the God's honest truth. As you'll see from the different videos, we're not going to give you everything. There's a separate course out there that we're looking to launch sometime in January 2016. But the important part is we need the basics. We need the basics out there. There are a lot of people who need this help right now. I can't get to all of them. All the other people who know this can't get to all of them. So we're all just better off if people figure this out. So the second thing that these videos are about, knowing your options. This is important. Regardless of what different situation you have no doubt faced in life at any particular juncture or any problem you've dealt with, the first thing you have to do is take an inventory of your options. Most of the time in foreclosure, people panic. You know, there's an emotional component to it. Sometimes there are things their lawyers don't tell them. Sometimes, you know, there are things homeowners don't know to look for. So this is really about, you know, getting different ways to get a more accurate inventory of your options at hand. Finally, the main thing, this is what Fraudclosure and the whole spirit of Fraudclosure 101 is all about, getting the tools you need for corrective action. I've always been one of those people that believes, you know, if you have a problem, you know, you should go ahead and try to do something to not only solve it, but avoid it in the future. I see a lot of, you know, and the reason that's on the board is I see a lot of people that are in foreclosure, they're thinking, oh, if I just get another 6 months, if I just get another year, if I just get another 2 years. Well, there's good news and bad news to that, because in many cases, and granted, each case is different, but in many cases, it's not uncommon for a foreclosure to last several years, especially if you actually start challenging it. Here's the other problem, though. At some point, you are going to have to solve your problems. You are going to have to come up with an end game. And, you know, it's unfortunately the issue of foreclosures, or as I call them, the securitized mortgages, fraudclosures, they're very complex. Now, before we go to what the courses and the video is not, let's talk about this term, fraudclosure. You've probably heard the term fraudclosure around a lot. There are reasons we use the term fraudclosure. 1 is the robo-signing, 2 is the fraud, 3 is the other fraud, and 4 is fraud, and 5 is fraud, and 6 is fraud. You get the idea. There's a lot of it. We'll do a video that looks over securitized mortgages, and what you're going to find is, you know, the basic issue of, gee, do I really owe these people money? That kind of goes into the first thing that this course is not about. This course is absolutely not about a free home. The videos are not about a free home. I don't believe in people getting stuff for free. The fundamental problem, and there's a great misconception about this still in the political arena, in the legal field, is that a lot of people, they say, well, but Dan, these guys got this home. They shouldn't have a free home. They shouldn't just live somewhere for free. But here's the fundamental reality of our adversarial process of our legal system. If you come into court, the burden is on you to prove that you're aggrieved. You're the one who is owed something. Now, you, the homeowner, may not necessarily owe the people that are actually foreclosing, but maybe you owe somebody, you know, or you probably do owe somebody some money. So the question here we put first and foremost in all of this work is, who has standing to collect on the note? Who has standing to enforce the mortgage? That's a deal breaker. Because if somebody comes into court without standing to foreclose your home, it's not about you getting a free home. It's about who's entitled to the relief sought. Now, speaking of courts and the legal system, I want to make it very clear, I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice. This is not an offer to practice law. I am not holding myself out to be an attorney. Always consult one. However, be advised that the attorney that you hire can possibly be the most dangerous person in the courtroom. The reason is, there may be something your attorney isn't telling you. There may be something that your attorney overlooked. I'm not saying distrust all attorneys, but I am saying don't just automatically trust all attorneys. The thing is, you are ultimately in the driver's seat, and at some point when the case concludes, you are going to be left with the end result. Now, you should obviously generally trust an attorney's professional advice, but you should also be aware of different rights that you may exercise, that you might lose the right to exercise based on some decisions. And the bottom line is you're going to get that by consulting a lawyer. You should always do that, and that's one of the most important reasons to do it. It's not necessarily because everybody should just go see a lawyer just because they're lawyers. It's because you're going to go through that process of bouncing things around and weighing your options. Now, Fraudclosure 101, the course that we're going to launch and these videos, it is not about avoiding your problems. Now, one thing that I hear, again, so much is, how much time can I get? I just want more time. And it's not uncommon. Think about it. Although there are a lot of people who lose their homes because they have an illness, a death in the family, a car accident, something happens. People lose their jobs. The economy's been bad. And to be honest with you, and for the reasons that we'll explore, the real estate market is not going to recover for at least another 10 years. The thing is, at some point, you are going to have to face whatever problem got you into this situation. And that is a major reason why we have this course. So, if you're looking to avoid your problems, you're on the wrong YouTube channel. There are plenty of other people who can do that for you. That's not our gig. So, with that said, always open to questions, comments. Send your feedback, your inquiries to headlinecopy@gmail.com, and we'd be more than happy to, see if we can't throw some ideas around, and, just let us know what useful things you got out. If you have an idea for a video, let us know, and we'll put it up.